As Valley residents run for local offices today, a former elected official has moved out of the elected realm. Former state delegate Matt Lohr is in his first week as commissioner of the Virginia Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services. He was appointed to the position by Governor Bob McDonnell. A farmer in Rockingham County, Lohr will supervise more than 500 employees. And joining us now from the Eastern Shore to discuss farming in Virginia is Matt Lohr, Commissioner of the Virginia Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services. Matt, thanks for joining us.
Good evening, Bob. Good to be with you tonight.
Now, what are you doing on the Eastern Shore?
Well, I tell you, it's an exciting time for the agency. We just got into town a few minutes ago, actually. Tomorrow we're having a groundbreaking ceremony for a new seafood packing facility and office complex over here on the Eastern Shore. We all know that the seafood industry is tremendously important to the Commonwealth, and this is a big day as we can break ground for this exciting project. The governor will be here in the morning as we get things kicked off, and we're expecting several hundred farmers from here in the area to take part in the event.
Now, what would you say your biggest challenge as Agriculture Commissioner is?
Well, you know, my day-to-day job as the commissioner is to oversee the Department of Agriculture. It's such a large and diverse agency, as you said, with over 500 employees. So as an agency head, I take care of the day-to-day operations. When you look at a larger scale, my job is to work hand-in-hand with the governor to implement his vision for the industry, and as we both work to keep the agricultural industry profitable. I think that would be my number one goal, is to continue seeing agriculture thrive and be profitable.
So the question then is, how do you do that?
Well, certainly it's not an easy task. Agriculture is so diverse, and there's tremendous opportunity, but there's a lot of challenges. And so I think there's really three things that we can focus on to keep ag profitable. The first one being looking at marketing opportunities, both domestically and abroad. 95% of the world's population lives outside the United States, so certainly there's a tremendous opportunity for other countries to export or to import our agricultural products from Virginia, and that's certainly going to be a top priority. But even just as important are domestic marketing opportunities. And I think most people would agree we've seen the tremendous success of the Buy Local campaign, farmers markets, farmers having opportunities to market directly to the consumer one-on-one. Tremendous opportunities to help farmers market their products to the consumer. And so I think we're going to see more and more emphasis put into the locally grown program, helping farmers have those tools in place so they can better tap into the demand of the public who want to get their food safe locally and actually know who's producing it.
All right. A couple of ways then, expanding domestic and international markets. Other ways, regulation can be a burden for farmers, but it sounds like everybody's being regulated, especially when it comes to the Chesapeake Bay.
Well, you're exactly right, and you know, certainly there's regulations in place for a reason, but sometimes in agriculture, I think the regulations can go a little too far. Agriculture is a piece of the puzzle, but it's not the only piece. And so my job as commissioner is to work with the agency and work with our sister agencies like the Department of Environmental Quality and our friends in Washington through the EPA to make sure that we can be flexible with the timetables of regulations and realizing we have to have resources to put these standards in place, that we're not so burdensome that we push farmers completely out of business.
How does having a Valley farmer as the commissioner help the Shenandoah Valley?
I think it'll be a tremendous help. Obviously, my job is to represent all of Virginia, and I'll proudly do so as I travel around the state. But, you know, my background is in Shenandoah Valley agriculture. It's what I've been accustomed to. It's what I've done my whole life. So clearly when issues are before me that affect the interests of the Valley, my understanding is already there, and so I have a tremendous background, and we'll work hard to make sure their interests are represented. All
right, Matt Lohr, Commissioner of the Virginia Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Bob.
And now let's send it to Mel in Stanton.